Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Michaela. I am a huge reader and I post weekly reading vlogs here every single Sunday. I take you along every day, show you what I'm reading, talking about big moments, giving my thoughts and reviews, and really just yapping about all things books. I try to keep them as spoiler-free as possible, but of course, sometimes that is impossible, especially when I'm in the middle of a series, which I will be this week. So I will make sure to put timestamps if there's anything that contains spoilers so that you could skip ahead if you'd like and nothing gets ruined for you, because I know how much that sucks. So at the end of last week's vlog, we had started reading the 4th Zodiac Academy book, which is Shadow Princess. I'm about 25% through this book now, so that will be our first priority this week, is to finish this, and I am loving it so far. Now, I will be honest with you and say that I'm starting this on Monday because yesterday I spent the whole day putting up my Christmas tree, watching movies, and basically rotting. I don't even think I picked up my Kindle, maybe read a chapter at most. So we're starting on Monday. But yeah, definitely want to finish this one, and then depending on how this ends and how emotionally destroyed I am, that will determine if we go right into book 5 or if we need a little palate cleanser. So I have a couple other books on my TBR that we can add in this week, but my thoughts initially going into it are this is going to be a Zodiac Academy heavy week, and we'll see how it turns out. Now, I do want to give you, for anyone who missed the last video, a little recap of where we're at in the book. So I am going to talk about spoilers because this is the 4th book in a series. So just jump ahead to this point, put it right here, if you don't want to be spoiled on anything. Okay, so at this point in the book, again, about 25% through, we find out that the girls have, at the end of book 3, they get their order form, but it's really confirmed that they are phoenixes, but they are going to pretend to be fire harpies so that Lionel, the other people in power, don't try even harder to kill them, because phoenixes are the most powerful order form that Fae can be, and they've been extinct basically for the last thousands of years. So this is a big deal that they have emerged as phoenixes. Gabriel Knox from the Ruthless Boys series, he is now at Zodiac Academy as the new tarot professor. So he is basically working with the girls to have their order enhancement classes because they really can't let anyone else know what their order is. So he's teaching them how to fly at this point and how to get in and out of their wings and stuff like that. He's also working with them to figure out those clues that were being left on the cards by Falling Star, because in the Ruthless Boys series you find out that Gabriel has been receiving monthly payments from Falling Star into this account. And then the last big thing is Lance, Darius, Darcy, and Tori are all meeting pretty regularly to learn how to harness the 5th element that they all got at the end of book 3, which is the shadows. So they are working together to learn how to use it, learn how to control it so that they don't get ripped into the shadow realm. And we just have found out that Tori's been doing some of this on her own, which is really dangerous because you need someone to tether you. But her thought process is Lionel also has this power, and so he's working definitely to learn how to master it so that he will be more powerful than everyone. So she's trying to beat him to the chase. So that is where we're at so far in the book. I am absolutely loving it, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. And they did make reference to this person called the Shadow Princess, but it was very quickly an in-passing conversation. So I am excited to learn more about who this Shadow Princess is. So yeah, I'm going to try and read a few chapters, and then I will be back either later today or tomorrow when there is some updates in the book. Happy Tuesday. I totally meant to film earlier when my hair was freshly blown out and styled and hadn't been thrown up yet. Clearly you can tell it has been in a bun. My makeup was fresh, I was looking good, but my day has totally just lost me. So let me catch you up on what's been going on. The podcast that we recorded on Saturday, I thought it didn't have to go up until next Wednesday, so I didn't work on it. And then yesterday I'm downloading the footage from the recording software we use, And I like started editing a little bit during the day, and I was like, wow, I'm so good. I'm so ahead of it. I filmed the clip yesterday where I'm talking about how I'm so excited to read Zodiac Academy this week because I don't have anything else that I need to read, and I'm just like living my best life. Well, fast forward to last night at like 8 o'clock. I scroll on Goodreads as one does. I just love to stalk what my friends are doing on there. And I see Meg has started In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros, which is one of the books we're reading for our next podcast episode. And in my head, we only post 2 episodes a month. In my head, I was like, why is she starting this book so early? Like, she's a pretty fast reader. She does not need to be reading it like 2 weeks out, because I'm thinking this episode isn't going out till next week. So really, I don't have to read this until like after Thanksgiving. We're going to record like early December. And then something just clicks in my head like, maybe you should double check this. Yep, good thing I did. I looked at when our last podcast had gone live. Yep, this one needs to go live tomorrow. So then that basically just diverted all of my plans for last night and today, because I had to edit the full episode. I think we had like 10 different clips, like different recordings that I had to pull down, because we were having so many tech issues when we recorded on Saturday. Like Meg's mic wasn't working, then she had to like switch from her computer to her phone. Anyways, it has been a nightmare. It just, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it is literally not your fault. It's technology. Just sometimes it doesn't want to work with us. But I felt so bad we lost some of her footage. So then I had recorded some like filler clips so that I could like string the episode together. And then she was able to record some clips today so I could swap them in and out. So it was a lot of rushing to get that edit done, and then exporting it and then uploading it to YouTube, Spotify, all the places. So that took up a chunk of my day that I wasn't expecting. It also just so happened to coincide with the day I had planned to be my content day for my business page. I run a freelance social media management agency, and I use TikTok to get all of my clients and my leads. And I was out of posts. Like, my drafts were empty, and this was my day where I was going to sit down and film all of my content for the week. So I had to do the podcast edit. I had to script like 12 videos, I think, today, film them all, and edit most of them. I didn't get through all of them. I wanted to, but I just could not. So I have not stopped at all today. I got through a little bit more of Zodiac Academy, and I'm just loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Nothing too monumental has happened except for, spoiler, I really thought Lance and Darcy got caught when they got called into Principal Nova's office, and I really thought this was it. Something's about to happen with the two of them, and then it was just that photo, and they were able to talk their way out of it, which was perfect. But I was nervous for them. I was really nervous. And Darcy is it Darcy? Yeah, I think it was Darcy. She's no longer part of Seth's pack, which is good. So we got out of that. Other than that, nothing crazy has been happening. So I was able to get a little bit of reading done first thing this morning when I was drinking my coffee, and my shit show of a day had not started yet. And now, I had Raising Cane's for dinner. I was really thriving. I just made some tea. I'm like ready to sit down, read my book. Well, our next podcast episode is Rebecca Yarros themed, her romance books. And so we're reading In the Likely Event and her brand new book, Variation. I thought Variation came out on Thursday. No, I go on Instagram, it came out today. So I'm like, well, I need to download this, support Rebecca on her release date, but I also need it because I have to read it for the podcast. And since Meg's reading In the Likely Event, I'm going to read this one first. We like to read opposite ones first and second. That way each book is freshest in our minds, if that makes the most sense. Like, we did it one time where we both read like the books in the same order, and so when we went to talk about the first book, it was so far removed from both of our heads that we were having a hard time. So it's easier if like both of us, the most recent book we've read before recording is different. Hopefully that makes sense. So I'm excited. I go on my Kindle, I go to the Kindle store, trying to download it. My Kindle like does not want to work. It just keeps going error, which like I've been having a lot of, this the 11th gen Paperwhite, and I've been having a lot of issues with my Kindle store. Like, it's always updating, and I am having a hard time downloading books directly from my Kindle, which is really pissing me off. So what I usually do is I go, as long as they're Kindle Unlimited, I go on the app on my phone, because that works perfectly. I go on the app, I download it, I return another book so I can, whatever. I'm always maxing out my Kindle Unlimited. And then normally I'm able to just turn my Kindle on, make sure it's on Wi-Fi, and then book will just perfectly sync right over here. Tell me why I hit the sync button probably 20 times, not showing up. I'm getting so frustrated. I go to the Kindle store. I type in variation. It brings me to it. I click read now, and it's having me select a book to return. I was like, no, this book is already in my library. I pick one, same thing. It brings me to the download screen, error. I had to reset my entire Kindle, reset up my Wi-Fi, and I'm like, this will work. Nope. Sync. Nothing's pulling over. Had to go back into the Kindle store, search for the book, click read now, and finally it registered like this already exists in my library, and it downloaded. The download took forever. So I don't know if this is a Kindle problem, like my personal Kindle, or if this is an Amazon problem, but it was like the last thing I needed. I was just ready to wind down after this chaotic day of doing 10 million tasks. And then it's like I couldn't even get my freaking book to work. But as you saw, we got it now. I'm excited to read that one. But I hate more than anything reading two books at the same time because I get very confused. So I am going to finish Zodiac. Then we're going to go into variation. And then depending on where we're at, I might need to go right into the next Rebecca Yarros book. So my Zodiac week has been ruined. Spoiled. Oh my god. It has been a day. But you can see my really cute Christmas tree that's bringing me a little ounce of joy right now. She's very cute. And she's frosted, and she has like these cute little pine cones on her. Yeah. And she has white lights, but we strung some multicolor as well because Matt prefers multicolor. I'm white lights all the way, so this was our compromise. So when I'm home alone and he's at work, it's white lights, and then when he's home, we mix the two. It's never just multicolor. But yeah, I still have a pumpkin right there, so I'm clashing seasons. That pumpkin has lasted so long. I think I got that at the end of September, and it's like still perfect. So yeah, I think the pumpkin will stay through Thanksgiving, honestly, but the tree is up because it brings me joy. Okay, I'm gonna sit back down. I'm sitting back down, and I'm going to read these books. Good morning. I have been so bad about vlogging. It is Thursday. It is also like the afternoon. This is an afternoon coffee. Don't let this fool you into thinking it's a morning scene. It is the afternoon. It is rainy. I'm in my robe still. And I'm drinking an afternoon coffee because I feel like I could sleep for 10 years. I've been really bad about vlogging this week, and I've also been really bad about reading, so that kind of goes hand in hand because I don't have anything to film to update you guys on, and so that's making it difficult. Yesterday, I do not know how I managed to do this, but I was getting dressed and I managed to pull the entire right side of my back. That's on turning 30. These are new things that are happening to me ever since I turned 30 in September. And when I tell you, I could not do anything. It hurt to stand, it hurt to sit, it hurt to breathe. It was like right where like your rib cage goes on the back. It was so painful. Also, I found this like mic hookup. I'm hoping this makes the audio better because I did edit the clips from this week so far, And the clip where I'm showing you guys my Christmas tree, which would be the last clip you saw, was so bad because my heat turned on and I live in like an old mill building and it was so loud. So I do apologize for that. I'm hoping this mic helps. I'll look at the footage and then we'll go from there. Anyways, so pulled my back. It ruined all of my plans. I was supposed to go to my mom's house, help her out with some things. I could not go because I needed to just be horizontal for the whole day. So I proceeded to go right to my bed. I was in my bed all day. And for anyone who is thinking about or on the fence about one of those adjustable beds, it is the greatest thing ever. We got one when we upgraded to our king size and it just was included free with our mattress. It was a sale that they were doing. It is the best thing, especially for issues like that, because I was able to adjust it up a little bit to a place where it was really comfortable to lay down for me. I sound like a senior citizen. Also great for reading in bed though, because you can put the back of it up and you don't need to like prop a bunch of pillows. Anyways, I digress. So I was in bed pretty much all day yesterday. So I started editing this week's vlog, realized that the clips have been absolute trash. This is a very bad vlog and I'm sorry. Watched a lot of YouTube videos, which has been the theme of the week. I've been just watching a lot of stuff and not reading as much, which happens, I go in waves. But I did read more of Zodiac Academy. I'm a little more than halfway through and I have to be honest with you, I can't stand Tori in this book. I really like the twins, and for the first 3 books, they were both pretty on par with each other for me. Like, I had similar feelings about both of them because we were still trying to get to know them. I am definitely liking Darcy more now. I feel like she's adjusting more to the school. She's embracing the magical element. She's embracing the way of these people way more than Tori is. Like, Darcy has to keep giving Tori these looks like, get on board, shut up. And it just feels like Tori is coming across like, well, like we are kind of the heir to the throne. Like our parents were the former king and queen. We're untouchable. Where I think Darcy is understanding more like, you're still being treated like everyone else. There is a chance you could be kicked out of this school. Like, get it together, get in line. So that's the big thing. Like, really, book 1, I did not like any of the characters. Book 2, I started to warm up to them, and it's definitely clear as the books are going on, like I'm starting to like one of the twins more than the other, but also like the group of the 4 heirs, I'm definitely leaning towards more. Like Caleb, also pissing me off in this book. He just can't get over the fact that Tori's not really into him, and she made a really good point. She was like, there's never going to be a future for us. Like, you're never going to be allowed to end up with someone like me. Like, his family wants him to pick a vampire. Like, it's never going to go anywhere. So why are we going to invest feelings now? Which is very logical for someone at 18 to think. And he's just not getting it. Like, he's not understanding, and he keeps pushing, like, let's go on a date, let's do this. And she's like, what is the point? Like, we can have fun and like hook up, but I don't think we need to explore it further than that. And then I did like when they actually went on a date, and everything he did was things that she could not stand. Like, took her to a sushi place where she's a vegetarian, took her to karaoke, she does not like to sing, then offered to go to a comedy club, and she's like, it's right on par with karaoke for me. She then was like, let's go to a motorway, and he was like, I don't like that, why don't you do that with Darius? So like, it's very clear they're setting her up to be with Darius. Like, all the things she was suggesting, Caleb kept being like, yeah, that's a Darius thing, that's a Darius thing. So like, it's very obvious. We're just now trying to like plant the seeds in her head, and I wish she would get there a little faster. But I'm hoping the stuff with Caleb ends soon because I'm honestly over it. And then I did like when Lance kind of laid into her a little bit about, why are you doing this game where Caleb hunts you? Like, you are playing with fire. That is so dangerous for a vampire to do. And again, it's like she just comes across like she thinks she's untouchable and like nothing applies to her. So she's really pissing me off at this point in the book. And then the other main development is I'm just continuing to love Darcy and Lance together. They are just so cute, and we just got to the point where she like came to his house and she was like, I don't understand, Lance, like this connection I feel towards you. And he basically says like, no, I'm pretty sure like we're gonna turn out to be like Elysian mates. And I cannot wait for that moment. Also so curious, like if they become mates and the stars do their thing, will he no longer get in trouble for basically dating a student, or would he still have to face those consequences? I guess we're gonna find out. I'm really excited. Yeah, I need to really hurry up on this book because I still need to read those 2 Rebecca Yarros books, and with the holiday, it throws the recording off. So yeah, I'm just like feeling really unmotivated to pick up my Kindle. Or if I do pick it up, I only want to read a few chapters and then I want to put it back down. I'm really feeling a pull towards watching YouTube videos this week, which is fine. But again, it's just like the added element of the podcast does kind of put pressure on the reading. So yeah, I'm sorry though. Like, if you've made it to this point in the video, thank you so much. The beginning, I have to say, like, was not interesting, and I was gonna scrap all the clips and then just film like a recap today. But I told you I was gonna take you day to day, and this has been my day to day, and it just hasn't been a reading heavy week. So I am going to try to go sit down and read. I am in the middle of a video. I'm gonna watch that. Then I'll probably read a few chapters. I'll probably bounce back to a video. So I'll be back once I'm a little more into Zodiac and have more updates for you. But hopefully that means there will be an update tonight and I'm not jumping to like Friday or Saturday. But who knows? My track record this week has been trash. All right, bye. Okay, quick vlog update from the car, and I know I can't figure out where to look on this. I was up until almost 2 a.m. reading Zodiac Academy last night, and I had to be up so early today. That was the worst decision I could have made. Oh my God, I am exhausted. But it was like one of those things where I just was like, let me pick up and read a couple chapters, because I literally sat and watched YouTube videos all night after that last clip. And I start reading it and the book starts getting so good. I did not want to put it down. Updates to my people I hate in this book list. Seth. What an asshole. I can't stand him. He obviously catches, well, not obviously, but he catches, oops, spoiler. He catches Lance and Darcy at the Halloween party having sex. And he tells them that, like, now I own you. So you're going to do whatever I want, or I'm going to report you guys to the principal, and like, we'll see how that works out for you. And now he is just being a complete asshole. He hasn't done anything to Orion yet, but poor Darcy is just being tortured by him. I mean, the heirs all ganged up on Halloween night to try and take the girls down, so they slipped them these potions, but since he had Darcy in his control, he basically was just like, you need to drink this. And hers made it look like she was crazy, like she was talking to crows and ravens and imaginary things, and then Tori's made her seem like she was like grinding on all these guys. And they took videos and they sent it to the local paper, because they're just like small-minded men. I can't stand like when the heirs all band together like this. Like, clearly your methods aren't working. Please stop trying to be a bully. And then the other thing Seth did was he made Darcy come down to the common room with her the whole pack, and he did this like transformation crystal thing on her and turned her into a legit bunny. And then Orion had to come and like save her. I'm also like still not loving Diego. Like, yeah, we got his apology, but I don't trust him. I could do without his character. So, and like Orion is pissed. Like, I can't wait to see what he does to Seth, because he's had some great lines. He literally was like, I will go to Darkmoor Penitentiary, however the hell you say that place, then like let him control you. Like, you're it for me, and like I will find any way for us to be together. And it's just like the sweetest thing, and I can't wait. Like, you can tell he's getting pissed, and Seth's gonna do something, and it's gonna push him over the edge. Also, he like forbid Darcy from telling Tori what's going on, so now the girls are kind of like have a rift between them. Oh, Kobe, we're going for a ride this morning, so he's in the car with me. He's going to see his friends this morning, aren't you, Kobe? Yeah, gonna go see your friends. Yeah, gonna go run the yard. Oh. So yeah, Seth, freaking the worst. And then now Tori is pissed at Darius because of like that whole stunt they pulled on Halloween, especially because after he like rescued her from the potion, gave her the antidote, she didn't have her key to get into her room. He let her stay with her. He was being like so nice to her, and obviously she wakes up the next morning and like knows that he set her up. So like, did he think that was gonna work for him? And granted, he did try and text Seth on Halloween night and was like, don't send the stuff, like I don't think this is the right way to go about it. But Seth, being the asshole he is, he's like, I already sent it. I can't stand him. I cannot stand him. And Caleb like really does not want to do this stuff to the twins. He's like the only one saying, no, this isn't a good idea. and he doesn't really participate, which I do appreciate for him. Oh, but then like Tori gets revenge on Darius and she steals his bike, and then he's like hunting her down in his dragon form, and then they end up hooking up, which I was like, thank God, finally. And he's so butthurt because she was just like, this changes nothing. He's very upset, and I think he like hates her. He's saying he hates her more than he did before, but like clearly he just loves her. And then Orion was trying to go to Darius for help with the whole Seth situation, but then Darius spills that him and Tori hooked up. He can't stand her now, so Orion's like, this guy's not gonna help me. Like, he's gonna think I'm a traitor, especially because Orion like kind of flew the idea by Darius, like, why don't you guys just like team up together? Like, this is your best chance at getting back at your dad. Like, why don't you guys just share the throne? Like, they're so much more powerful than you. You're gonna have a hard fight ahead, and this might be the easiest way, like the path of least resistance to get to your goal. And Darius was like, you're a traitor. How dare you suggest that? And clearly, like, Darius and Orion had some conversation with each other before Orion went to go get the twins from the mortal realm. So I'm excited to learn more about what is going on there. But yeah, like, crazy stuff started going on. I think I have 25% left in the book, so I cannot wait to read that at some point today. I just finished Shadow Princess. I don't even have words to describe how I'm feeling right now. That ending was absolutely wild. I forgot to mention in my last update that I think it was with, I don't know, it was with one of the twins. Orion ended up like going into the shadows with them. I think it was Darcy when she was being tortured by Seth. I think that's when it happened. But they saw the Shadow Princess together, and Orion told her, that's my sister. And he didn't realize his sister was still alive, and his sister was saying that they needed to build this bridge to bring her back, and he was like, you have to help me. So the four of them, Darcy, Tori, Lance, and Darius, were all gonna team up together on New Year's Eve to build this bridge. Okay, so now fast forward to what just happened at the end. Darcy shows up at the cave to help Lance. They're waiting around. Tori and Darius are nowhere to be seen. They're calling them, they're not getting an answer, whatever. And turns out Tori and Darius were being called by the stars to have like their divine moment to become mates. You best believe I was kicking, giggling, squealing, couldn't wait. Like, they're finally going to be together. Nope. Tori, just continuing to be a bitch in this book. She's like, I don't care that this is our moment. I don't care that like fate thinks that we are perfect for each other, that we need to be together. Like, you've been mean to me and I'm not gonna have this moment. And Darius is trying to explain to her, like, we will be star-crossed. We will literally never find love again if we do not do this moment. Like, clearly we are meant for each other. Like, you will literally give me the rest of my life to prove to you like what I did was so wrong and I feel so bad for it. She literally says no and she walks away. So now they are star-crossed. Like, I wanted to shake her. Especially because at Christmas when they went back to the palace, which I loved that, and them getting little glimpses of their parents, the two of them like hooked up. They were like having heart-to-heart moments, felt like we were making it somewhere, and then nope, she has to ruin it like always. Also at the palace, the counselors all know that they are phoenixes because the girls had to fully transform into their order to help them fight the nymphs that were attacking. So that was a new development. And then just a prediction that I think for the series, I think Gabriel is related to them somehow, because in one of the visions, their mother says that no matter what she does, she always sees 5 graves. And technically there's only 4 of them, the 2 girls, the mom and the dad. So who's the 5th? And then they see a vision with Gabriel being escorted out of the palace by Falling Star, and I can never remember his actual name, the professor. And Gabriel in Ruthless Boys talks about how he never knew his parents. He has no clue like where he came from. Like, he has no recollection, and he's just like been told to be kept safe. So I think they're related, but we'll see. Okay, back to the ending now. So Tori and Darius are like busy having their moment that Tori then ruins, like everything else she does. Lance and Darcy decide that they're gonna go build the bridge by themselves. That Darcy's like, we have enough power, we'll be fine. They successfully bring Clara back into the cave, into the real world. Well, Clara, I knew this was not gonna go smoothly. She's just there temporarily. Like, she doesn't have any blood in her body because she's just like a vessel for the shadows. She then looks at Lance and she's like, you have my blood in your veins and I'm taking it back. And she proceeds to attack him bites him. She's like draining the blood from him. Darcy's trying to fight her off. She like can't because her magic has been tapped out from building the bridge. And then Clara stabs Lance in the stomach and takes off. And Darcy's trying to get help, and Lance is basically just dying in this cave. And she finally tells him that she loves him. He had told her that earlier in the book. And then he says to her, like, you need to take the throne. Like, promise me you will take the throne, but you need to do it with Darius. Like, he's not like his dad, but you guys need to work together. Like, you guys have to rule together. And she's like, I promise, but like, I'm not leaving here without you. And then the last like scene is him taking a breath. And so it feels like he has died, but it's not confirmed. And then Darcy is just screaming, help me, help me. So I'm really hoping book 5 opens with someone coming to save him and heal him. But at this point, it feels like he is dead. This was absolutely wild. Crazy book. The ending is insane. The fact that I need to jump into a completely different book, not in this series, absolutely kills me. So I'm going to end this video here since we are at the end of the week. And what I'm going to try instead is doing just vlogs for specific books. That way, like, you get like all of my thoughts beginning to end in one video, and it's not dependent on if I finish it in the week or not, because we could have another reading week like this where I just don't read very much. So I'm going to try that and see how that works. And if it doesn't, we'll go back to this format. But that was crazy. And I just cannot wait to continue the series. I'm loving it. This one was so good. Yeah, but with that, thank you for watching my video. Make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment on your thoughts if you've read this, and I'll see you in my next one.